Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to see everybody in the chat. Big hello to you. Another hello to all the members there in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Natalie, and this is Scientology Life After a Cult, where I recap the Scientology news. It has the internet buzzing. We talk about my 35 years in Scientology and escaping with 3 generations of my family. I also do interviews throughout the week, so you want to make sure when you hit that subscribe button that you also hit the notification bell so you can get a notification when I go live, especially for the interviews, which aren't usually at the same time like our morning recaps are. I'm here in the mornings, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. Central Time. And then, like I said, hit that notification bell so you get the notifications for when I do interviews, which is one of my favorite things. If you follow the channel, you know that. Thank you so much to my mods this morning. I know Nancy's here. I cannot remember if my Tony is here or not. Oh, there he is. My Tony is here. Yay. Hip, hip, hooray. All right, we got a lot to cover today. We've got protesters being swatted again. We have growing protests across the country. Some really cool stuff happening in Denver that I thought was super sweet. Some news about the new SPTV Foundation and so much more, including some disturbing news in Chicago about how Scientology staff members might be living. It's very but we're going to talk about it. So let's see. I think I hit the housekeeping here. Please hit that like button on your way in. We hear that helps with notifications, and I would really love it if you all did that. It would be a huge help. So thank you so much for that. All right, let's get it here. We're going to take a little look. You know what? We're going to look at something pretty darn cool that made me smile. You know, the live streamers and protesters out in Hollywood. I love it when some of them get together to have a good time. You got to take a break sometimes from, you know, what I sometimes call like the ick. Sometimes it's a heavy thing, not just protesting Scientology, but sharing about it and raising awareness about the abuses. So I love it when they get together and have a little bit of fun. And MINDY WILLENS put together this really cute video that we're going to take a peek at. It's a couple minutes long, but we're only going to look at a little bit just because of time. And it's put to, there's a song, some music that we shared a few days ago. And I thought, this was so cool. It's so cool and fun. You guys tell me what you think about it in the comments or in the chat. If you're catching this on the replay, jump into those comments, share your thoughts, ask your questions, etc., etc. So let's take a little look and a listen here.
This is for Miss Mindy.
I love it.
In early 2023, a small number of TikTok streamers began live broadcasting their protests outside the Scientology Test Center in Hollywood, California, exposing the cult's evil human and child trafficking practices. These protesters were soon the target of Scientology's dirty tricks, as well as harassment by the corrupt Los Angeles Police Department. Despite this, others soon joined them, and the movement spread across the country and the world. Armed only with cell phones, signs, and a spirit of camaraderie, these brave protesters have driven one of the world's most powerful cults into hiding. And though they are all individuals and not organized in any manner, collectively they have been given one name: the Squirrel Squad.
You want to right.
For the record, put it on the record.
Back it up.
Wonderful.
Hey, what's up? You're good.
I love that too, that Solomon got to be there on the phone because he couldn't be there. Just so fun. So fun. Such a good thing. I love it. You know what else I love? I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm seriously dying over this. I just love it. I love Confident Chris. You know, he does the mini streets. Well, you guys have got to see this because mini streets visits D.O.A. sock. Confident Chris puts these together and he has taken it to the next level. Mini Streets is on the case. Not only do we see him in front of the Hollywood Testing Center, he is now on it investigating what happened to D.O.A.'s missing sock. If you do not know, one of the times that D.O.A., defender of Aunt Scotty, was falsely arrested, the LAPD confiscated, stole, whatever you want to call it, his black socks. And we have been wondering ever since, where are they? Free D.O.A. socks. Let's take a look. See what Mini Streets found out.
I'm here to visit an inmate. Yeah, of course. How can we help you? And his name is D.O.A. Sock. That shouldn't be a problem. Just so you know, there's no recording here. Well, just so you know, I'm actually allowed to record in here. I know I'm not supposed to record in there with the inmate, but here I am allowed as it is public property. So you know the law then. Well, you're damn right I do. I've been cop watching for a long time now. Anyways, before I get your supervisor out here, let me go see my guy in there. He's there for felony and conspiracy charges with the tear gas. Can you believe that? No, I've never heard of that. And you never will. It's only things they do to us people trying to stop Scientology.
And people, that is just episode 1. Now there's more to it. There's a link down below. Did I add the links? I can't remember. If I didn't, I'm going to go in and add all the links down below where you can see the whole thing. I didn't want to share all of it. It's only a couple minutes, but I don't want to spoiler alert the ending. So there you go. I love it so much. I'm glad you guys do. It looks like in the chat that you do as well. I just can't get enough of Mini Streets. And I love the outfit changes too now. Mini Streets has like the different color hoodies going on as well. Confident Chris is so creative. It's fantastic. You know what else is fantastic? The new SPTV Foundation. Aaron at Growing Up in Scientology shared a little bit about it yesterday. We're going to take a little peek at that. Check it out.
And how does someone who's in Scientology and leaving Scientology, how does that person even become aware that one of their former friends is someone that they can reach out to and ask for help? One of the biggest ways, one of the biggest answers, the best answers to that question is because it's the people who are out there doing content, discussing Scientology, discussing experiences in Scientology, discussing the abuses of Scientology. And that's happening most impactfully on YouTube. And so it was my hope, and I'm glad that we were able to pull it together this way, that the board would be composed of, to the greatest extent possible, the SPTV creators who have the biggest reach and who are going to have the most content out there and who are going to be most likely to be the people that people who are on the way out of Scientology will want to reach out to. And how does someone who's in Scientology...
Isn't that great? We're going to take another look at a clip. KELLI COPTER did a whole video on it as well. And all the links should be down below now so you can see the videos in their entirety because they are really good. And I love a good KELLI COPTER video. I don't know about you. So go see the whole thing. We're just going to share a little clip because she's sharing a little bit about the SPT Foundation and the website as well. So let's take a little look here.
How to get help if you are looking to leave Scientology. I'm sure there's lots of undercover under the radar Scientologists out there that watch all of these shows. So I think it's important to look at this like application so you can see kind of what the process is. If you don't want to type in the thing yourself before seeing it, you don't want to put it in your search history or whatever. We'll look at it here so you can have a look first. Looking for some help? We got you. Do you need help leaving Scientology? Are you an ex-Scientologist who has been slugging it out after leaving, but needs the kind of helping hand and support you never got growing up? We are here for you. Please know that our goal is to help everyone. If there isn't enough to go around, we'll prioritize someone who is homeless over someone who has a little more support in their lives. However, we offer many forms of support that go beyond funds, and we strongly encourage people to reapply.
KELLI did a great video, walks you through the website, shares all kinds of information. Now, yesterday, if you guys did not catch it, please go check it out on the replay. I did an interview with Jenna Miscavage. It was very eye-opening. It's really cool to get to know her and learn more about not just her story. She wrote an amazing book. She's been speaking out against Scientology for a very long time. And to have her here on YouTube is fantastic. Fantastic. And we sat down yesterday and she talked more about what it was like growing up, not just in Scientology, but in the C organization with the last name Miscavige. And we're just going to look at a clip, but if you get a chance, go watch the whole interview because she did an amazing job and she just has a phenomenal story. By nature of you being related to David Miscavige, it put you under so much more of a microscope. So when we talk about these interrogations, these security checks, it sounded like they were relentless. It wasn't just that they were done. They were overdone. Can you talk a little bit about that, like the frequency of it and just kind of more on that?
Yeah, definitely. So when I was 12 years old, I went to Florida. That's where Flag is. It's like basically like it's where Scientologists from all over the world come to train. It's like the most important base in Scientology for delivering Scientology. And so I went there. I was on my own. My parents were still in California and I was in the Sea Org. And just from that point, like within a few months of getting there, I was immediately being security checked.
She talks about the security checks, these interrogations in Scientology that were done on her and were done on many of us, even as children. They started interrogating her from the time she was 12 years old, and just asking her disgusting questions, just really gross. And she gets into it and shares about it. And it really, I mean, honestly, it'll make your head spin. And but in the video as well, she talks about life today and life after a call. And so we have some fun at the end as well. So I really enjoyed sitting down with her and I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. And go ahead and leave your comments too in the description when you watch it. Any questions, anything like that as well, because we're definitely going to be sitting down again and doing another video. All right. Yesterday, so much happened, people. A lot was happening at Big Blue right off of L. Ron Hubbard Way. Protesters were out there. We're going to look at some links from Dan Walks LA. Dan actually got a few kind of like impromptu interviews, people who walked up and shared some information with him. He was out there with D.O.A, Defender of Ants, Scotty, and some other people as well that we are going to see. So let's just take a look at the first clip when he's out there in front of the big Scientology sign protesting. Let's take a look.
Bill Anderson, call your daughter Laura. Call your daughter, she loves you. Bob Ferris, call your daughter Liz Ferris. The Church of Scientology lied about you being dead for 20 years. For 20 years they told Liz that you were dead. 20 years. Call your daughter. Your daughter loves you.
He's doing a great job.
And that's D.O.A. You can hear him in the background there. And they were, the crowd got bigger as they were protesting yesterday. And some stuff went down. Check this out. This is kind of like walking you through the day. The signs are awesome.
Ooh, this is fun. This is a fun location. All right, now I'm having fun. Thank you so much. She just yelled, "You're helping a lot of people."
That's so great. And you know what? That happens all throughout the day when they're out there, people stopping and giving their support for the protesters and exposing Scientology as a human trafficking cult that it is. It is so neat to see, truly. So then Dan Walks LA has a conversation with someone about how Scientology is targeting the Latino community, especially immigrants. And we have a little piece of that to share. And the link to Dan's full video is down below so you can check it all out. Take a look.
So thank you for like having the bravery to come over and chat and be a part of it.
It's important because you know, especially since they're targeting Latinos.
Yeah,
They're
no,
very
absolutely.
vulnerable, especially the immigrant ones that don't even
It's true.
know how to speak English.
That's so true.
They have no
and unfortunately,
idea.
I can't speak Spanish, so it's very hard for me to, get the points across sometimes. So having, diversity in our crowd Absolutely. All
Yeah,
the
Absolutely. And we saw this in the beginning, the Latino community being very targeted by Scientology, especially by the Scientology recruiters. We saw that just again and again and again and again. Now, Dan Walks LA also had a conversation with a woman who went into the Scientology buildings to do their personality test, their Oxford capacity analysis, which has nothing to do with Oxford, as Dan also will point out. But dang, she like came right up. Here's my stuff. Check it out. Here's what happened. Shares her visit. Check it out.
Dianetics,
And then like
Narcanon.
I was watching the movie about how happy people are after the Dianetics, and she was like, okay, what do you think about it? And I was like, yeah, I mean, they don't say anything about what it actually is. They just say that they are now so happy and relieved. And then she was like, okay, I show you another one.
Don't you love that? It's their videos don't even explain what Dianetics is, what Scientology is. Just, oh, people are so happy afterwards.
So just keep on going down this rabbit hole for them to try to sell you. So did they eventually get to, here's the book. Would you like to buy the book?
I mean, you are like, it's crazy because you are surrounded by hundreds of copies of the book.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
in every language.
Yeah.
Yep. And of course, you know, there's multiple books besides Dianetics that are The Way to Happiness and
I
The
got-
Problem of Work.
If some of you want to write them like mails, I got the number and the mail from the lady that showed
So
me
this
around.
is the docent that showed you around,
Yeah,
and
that's
the phone number
and the email.
program.
I love Dan. He's so fancy. The docent. But don't you love that? There's so many. I can't even share them all. Will people go in there and do a personality test out of curiosity there to really just kind of see for themselves? And there have been people who've gone in genuinely like, you know what? I'm hearing the hubbub, but I want to see for myself. And they have their experience and they come out and they're like, yep, that's a cult. And they share just how some things don't make sense, like she did. I just love when people do that. Find out for yourself. Go in and check it out. Go in and check it out if they let you. Now, what led up, all of this led up to when helicopter, police all show up. It's another swatting. And D.O.A. Defender of Aunt Scotty was unfortunately in the crosshairs. Take a look. And by the way, the white car here, Tori Magoo 44 is here. Right when the helicopters and stuff were showing up, people smartly got her kind of in the car to make sure she was safe and okay. So she's got a front row seat to this whole thing.
There's his phone on him, right?
And then we actually have the point of view from Scotty, from D.O.A.'s camera when they showed up. You can hear the helicopter. In fact, the helicopter was so loud at one point, he had to let the officers know that he could not hear them. Check it out.
I had reconstructive surgery. I can't cross my legs. I can't hear you. Just stay where you are. Double cuff him, please. This is the third swatting in the last 2 weeks. Ah! You didn't cut me. Ah! Ah!
So they detain him, they take him over on the sidewalk, and they do end up letting him go. But it's ridiculous. I think he said it was like the third one just in the last couple of weeks. Maybe what he was missing is some security. It could be DOA needs its own private security, and it looks like somebody brought that last night. We've got Squirrel Security on the scene. If only Squirrel Security was there earlier.
See, OSA, you can't beat this. OSA.
Strikes fear in the heart of anyone.
Yeah. See, they can't even have dogs, OSA.
They can't handle cuteness. Cuteness is
Yeah.
their ultimate superpower. She'll get them. She's fiercely protective. She'll ignore them like the Chihuahuas do. She'll look away and say, "Your cult won't work on me. I'm an S-Peeps." Tiny dog security. Kiss, Lola. You've done a great job tonight.
Just how cute is that dog?
See, OSA.
There to protect and serve. Somebody there acting as security for them. I think it's fabulous. It is great. What's also great is over at a city council meeting, some of the live streamers and protesters were there speaking up, making it known. Literally, Serge gave an amazing shared words, gave an amazing speech about a bit about his own story. We're just going to share a clip of that coming up, but also Audit LA was there as well sharing. And we have a clip from Jessica PALMADESSA's stream. And we're going to look at a few things that happened there that I thought were just fantastic. Take a look.
There's no more children having to deal with the abuses. And like I said, I can't tell everything in 2 minutes, but I'm hoping I did ask for time, for a 10-minute time, so the victims who grew up in this can talk and speak their mind. And I know your rep said it was okay, but if it's not what you want to do, that's fine too. We could just come and little bit by little bit, they can get the story out. And so I'm hoping that this is hard on him. This gentleman right here grew up in this. He was victimized by this. We have this person here who lost a major account in social media because believing in what's going on and wanting to eradicate this abuse. So you please listen to the community as we speak to you. Thank you.
And that's Audit LA. And she has done quite a bit she's even called into city council meetings and other meetings to speak up and advocate and raise awareness because she lives there in the community, as does literally Serge and literally Michael, who were there. And we have a clip from what Serge shared as well. And this is from literally Michael's stream.
That was born and raised inside Scientology. I'm compelled to raise awareness about the grave injustices being perpetrated against minors within this community. Scientology, with its insidious tactics and relentless recruitment efforts, is being allowed currently to target vulnerable underage minors in our very own neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Just a stone throw away from here, there exists a testing center where Scientology practitioners lure unsuspecting minors, including but not limited to, with promises of a free personality test. This seemingly innocuous offer serves as a gateway into a world of manipulation from another country as a minor to the state of Florida. Other minors were also brought into Los Angeles from other countries. I was born into it, subjected to indoctrination from a young age, and coerced and participated in so-called audits. Extreme role-play sessions I was expected to run on adults. All of this being done when I got started at the age of 12 years old to be a so-called auditor.
Just amazing. And they only get a couple minutes to speak. So Audit LA was saying like, hey, we need more time. But what I loved about what she said is we're just going to keep showing up and keep sharing in those increments if that's what it takes to get the whole message through. Absolutely love that. Yes, Serge is awesome. I agree completely. It was so great. So great seeing him there. I love that he's doing that. All right, let's take a look. We're going to hop over to Chicago because, we need to talk about this. We are going to talk about this. I'm going to show you first, and then let's talk about this. Listen up. I got the volume turned up as much as I can so you can hear the other guy. This is in Chicago, and this is from, I believe it's from Windy City Thetan from his stream. Check it out.
Nice to meet you. They were saying that you know that they're putting 8 or 9 people in a building or in a room or in a apartment over here?
Yeah, actually, the maintenance guy came in from vacation yesterday. He was talking about the concierge that it's a liability.
Right.
He's got like 8 people per studio. It's a studio.
Yeah.
So there are like 2 or 3 people tops.
Did you hear that? Right over there by Scientology in Chicago. They have studio apartments where staff members are living in a studio apartment. 8 to 9 people in a studio apartment. In a studio in Chicago. I mean, you can imagine how small that probably is. And I don't know how many of them they have. If anybody has any more information about this, can you please email me, Natalie@lifeafteraccult.com. This just was shocking. We've heard of that, in the Sea organization. When I was in the Sea Org, we had bunk beds 3 high, sometimes 4 high, and there would just be row after row, and it would be one room with like 15 or 18 of us and one bathroom, if you were lucky enough to have a bathroom in your room. Otherwise, you had to go down the hall or into another building to shower. So this cannot be right. I mean, it's right that it's happening, but it's not okay. And I agree with everything you guys are saying. It has to be a health code violation, has to be bylaws against it, fire code. I agree. That's why I think we need to find out more and take it to the people who needs to know about this. Natalie lives in Gen Pop. Back in the day. It felt that way. It did. Okay, Windy City Thetan Watch is here. That's whose video that was. I have a conversation with the fire marshal ongoing. Okay, I would love to hear and know about that. I'd like to know what they have to say about it. What is their initial response? That there's no way this can be allowed. And is it just adults? Are these families? Are there children in there? These are the kind of things that we need to find out. We need to find out. So we will keep looking and we'll keep an eye on that. Dogs Unite Against Scientology. Thank you for that blah, blah, blah. Thank you for the super chat. Please make some doggy shirts merch for my pack. The small tees are too big for me. Oh, I will look and see if there is doggy merch that I can put stuff on in the merch store. I'd love that. If you have any suggestions for the dog merch on what you'd like it to say, email me, Natalie@lifeafteraccult.com, or pop it into the chat. If you're catching this on the replay, go ahead and put it in the comments there as well. I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, let's go to Denver. Oh, you guys know I love Jay. We all love Jay, right? Denver Scientology Audit. He has such a big heart. We see the way that he protests. And yesterday he started something new that just hit me in the feels. I don't know about you guys. Let's take a look at this and then we will discuss. We will talk about it. Check it out.
You might find somebody new that you didn't know about. You might really like their approach and how they interact with the community. So it's an opportunity to go share some love, maybe you drop a sub, you drop a like.
And what he's talking about doing is he's sending everybody on his channel over to another channel, another live streamer and protester who's online at that time, to smaller channels who are starting out. Because Jay's channel, as it grows and gets bigger, is uplifting and helping another channel to grow and get bigger. Because the bigger these channels are, the more awareness we can raise. So check it out.
Not required. It's just kind of like a little burst of love from our community and the opportunity for y'all to learn about the smaller channels. So that's our goal moving forward with raids. And it looks like we're going to be doing that here very soon. So MD Media. Okay, awesome, guys. So we're going to be ending. We have MD Media is live. That's the one we're going to be raiding today. I want to see if you're in here right now, please, guys. Please hop over to MD Media. I'm ending. I'm going to my truck right now. I'm going to go hop over to MD Media as well as soon as I end. I'm in my truck secure.
And he did. They went over there. We're here from Jay's channel, went over there and liked and subbed. It was just so great. And what I really love about this is think about it. How many times Jay has been in handcuffs, right? What, 2 times, maybe 3 times actually? He was just assaulted by a Scientologist, by a Sea Org member too, just days ago, but still shows up with that heart and that care and that compassion, even for the Sea Organization member who assaulted him. If you saw that video or you saw my recap, when the paramedics showed up, Jay sent them over to the other guy to make sure he was okay. I just love Jay. Just love him so much. It's just so sweet. And it just really shows you the differences between people who are coming forward to help people who don't have a voice, who are trapped in Scientology, to make sure somebody else doesn't get into Scientology and become a family that's been destroyed, broken up, or abused by Scientology. It is just, it's amazing. This is exactly the type of activity and grassroots movement that is going to continue to raise awareness and do it in a way too, where you're helping each other. That's the whole idea. The whole idea with why I love doing these recaps. A big part of that is to raise awareness about the number of people who are out there showing up to protest Scientology and what they're doing, and the way that people in the ex-Scientology community are coming together with people who've never been in Scientology and who are protesting. And even at home, all of you who are liking, subscribing, supporting in different ways, the different channels and people who are doing this, lending your voices, sharing your ideas, supporting the SPTV Foundation, all the ways, even just being here and watching, everything helps. All of it helps. There's just no effort that's too small or unnoticed or unappreciated. I want you guys to really know that. And I know I speak for, I can definitely tell you, each person I've spoken to about this in the ex-Scientology community has felt the same way. And that appreciation just runs deep. So thank you so much. We're going to take a look at Orlando, which I'm not sure if we've been out to Orlando. I kind of don't recall that, but Sweet Sun Slice was in Orlando protesting yesterday. And this is a newer channel as well. She really showed, it's quite a big building out there, really is. And as per usual, one heck of an empty parking lot. Let's take a little peek.
As una secta, there's much more you could spend your money on. You should see your family. It's a cult. Es un culto.
Just look how empty the parking lot is, which what does that tell you? That inside the building is empty as well. And the unfortunate thing is these buildings are built on the backs of Scientologists who are overextending themselves financially. The vast majority of them are. They're being hugely pressured into paying all of this money for these Scientology buildings that what? That sit empty. That just sit empty. It's putting lipstick on a pig. David Miscavige came up with this scam years ago. Let's have the parishioners pay, overextend themselves, go into debt themselves that they might not ever recover from, lessen their ability to take care of themselves and their own families as long as we get these buildings, because there's nothing more important than creating these large buildings for Scientology that are just going to sit empty. That's the thing. You'd think by after seeing so many of them being empty and the parking lots empty, and this is the value too in like what she just did in going by and grabbing a clip, walking around the building and showing and getting it online. It's empty. Because here's the thing, Scientologists aren't allowed to talk to other Scientologists about how empty their buildings are, about how bad their organizations are doing. They are not allowed to discuss that. So often there's this isolation and this feeling that, hey, we're the only one not doing well, so it just must be us. We just need more interrogations and security checking at their own expense, by the way. And this is not the case. So even something like that is so helpful because you see it's empty. It's empty. Wake up, everybody. In Scientology, this is not working. This ideal organization scam is not working. The only thing that it is doing is lining the pocketbook of Scientology so that they can spend millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars every year harassing people, trying to silence victims of Scientology. That's where your money's going. It's not going to take care of your staff. We just heard in Chicago. 9 Scientologists are living in a studio in Chicago. We know how small those are and can be. It's ridiculous. So keep getting the word out. I appreciate it so much. Let's go look at St. Louis. And this is so great. This is L. Ron Lyer over in St. Louis. And he runs into a guy who just knows the deal. You can tell he follows the protests. He knows the news about it. And this again shows how word is getting out across social media that these protests are going. There are people who show up and show their support in a multitude of ways. But check out this interaction.
Huh?
Yeah, I was
No?
watching you having lunch earlier. With,
Oh.
Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been following all this stuff in LA.
Oh, have you? Do you mind being on camera?
I don't really want to be on.
Okay. Do you mind your voice?
Oh, no.
No? Okay. I'm back.
Kevin.
Kevin, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I've been watching him. He's been here a few times.
Yeah.
And, I've been following, like I said, following the stuff in LA and La Poubelle.
Yep.
And stuff.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this just happened. I don't know if you've seen it, but they called the police.
Oh, I saw the cops parked over
Yeah.
in their parking lot.
Right. They parked in the parking lot. Scientology guy came out. I think his name, let's see, Lou recognized him today. His name is Kelly, I think.
Okay.
Scientologist. He came out, met the police. Police went in for 15, 20 minutes. Came out and left.
Yeah.
It's way different here, I think, than LA, Chicago.
Yeah. Denver.
Right.
Even I saw that him get hassled by the cops.
Yep.
He knows about Jay in Denver. He knows what's happening outside La Poubelle. People are watching and they're getting the message, and they're looking at the different channels. They're looking to see if there's protests happening in their community. It's just a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing, my friends. I just love seeing it. The only thing closely related to Scientology that is expanding are the protests about Scientology. You pulled it in, Scientology. What did you do to pull it in? Goosebump 801 is a question. Would it be effective for a protester to ask, what's the difference between Scientology and a cult? I'm sincerely curious how a Sciento might answer. Yeah, if you have one, I think it's important if you want to have a conversation with a Scientologist, many of the protesters who approach them with a conversational tone and ask questions with true curiosity, they'll often tell you an answer. Give them an answer to respond. This is one word of advice I would give people who are protesting. Some are really good at it, but when you have a Scientologist talking, let them talk. Don't keep speaking over them. Give them a chance to speak, because it's really going to show you where their head is at, where their mind was at, and then maybe they might feel a little hurt as well and be more open to what you might say when you're having conversations. Sometimes it's just, you got to let people know, hey, it's a cult. It's okay to leave Scientology. If you have to ask to leave, you're not free. But often we're seeing, and I feel like we're seeing it more and more. Tell me what you guys think in the chat and the comments. I feel more and more we're seeing more of these conversations occur. And I think it's such a beautiful thing, because that really makes an impact. And it also changes the narrative that Scientology is telling, what the members that they do tell, because they're not telling all of them, about the protesters being a bunch of squirrels, suppressive, criminals, and violent people. They can see for themselves that that is not true. And it's always interesting to hear those conversations and have a better understanding of that Scientology mindset. And that is something that I hope to bring with this channel. And one of the reasons I love doing interviews, especially within the ex-Scientology community, to help people understand the mindset of Scientologists, of what it's like for Sea Organization members, because it is different within Scientology. You have your everyday members who go on course and do services. They're mainly abused financially through disconnection as well, losing family members. We've learned a lot about that. You have staff members at the different organizations, like that one in Chicago, the one in St. Louis, Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, and so on. And look at in Chicago, where they have staff members 8, 9 in a studio. And are these Sea Org members? I don't know. Are they regular staff members? Is it a mix? I don't know. This is a new thing too that I've heard, which makes me wonder if they're Sea Org members, where if they're staff members, they've never really paid for apartments and things before. For all we know, they're being rented out to them, and Scientology is actually having them pay, which, let me tell you, I would not I would not put that past them. Peter Foster, how can people with zero personality give free personality tests? That's funny. And that's kind of the thing is it's that personality test is a key recruitment tool in Scientology. Cats hate cults. I love that. Thank you for becoming a member and joining. If you have an iPhone and you do not see the join button at the top, if you go into the description of this video or any video, there'll be a link to join the membership. And I appreciate your support. And I love that. Cats hate cults. You know they do. Cats hate cults. Dogs hate cults. I think just any reasonable person would pretty much dislike cults. Yes, Jolie, let's please not forget the medical abuse, as Miss Tori Magoo has explained. True, so much of that. The elder abuse. Mike Brown here on YouTube, his mother Rosemary has shared her stories in a series of videos that he has done with her. And the elder abuse is disgusting, which is why I always get worried when I see elderly people coming and going and looking like they're doing jobs that they might be struggling with, because it's elder abuse in many ways. And after hearing Rosemary's story, it's up there with the abuse that's happening with children in Scientology. Eagle Eye 29, thank you. Hip, hip, hooray. Thank you so much for becoming a member. My dog is my baby. That is often the case. And we love those fur babies. Nicole, glad to see you on the board, Natalie. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm very happy to be able to lend my voice, platform, raise awareness, and do what we can through the SPTV Foundation to help people who are leaving Scientology. Check out the website if you haven't. There's a page on there where you can donate. There will be soon a link for volunteers as well. It's going to be a work in progress, but we're already hitting the ground running. Hitting that ground running. There was a question I was going to grab here. Let's see. Where did it go? Fluffer Squirrel UK, shout out to L. Ron Liar. He had lots of funny and informative videos as well as auditing St. Louis. Yes, that was from the clip that I shared. L. Ron Liar. Go ahead and follow him. Check him out if you haven't seen him already. You'll see him out there sometimes with St. Louis Scientology Audit, Louis Repetto. Louis Repetto has been on the channel a couple of times. If you go down into my live videos, he was a highly trained Scientology interrogator, and he really pulls back the curtain on how these interrogations work, how the mind control works. It's just so eye-opening. It is a little bit of a trigger warning, though, especially for anyone who's been in Scientology and may have experienced these things. Even if you're not, it's a bit triggering, but it's the truth, and it's what needs to be known and gotten out there. The interrogations, like the clip I shared with Jenna Miscavige, is a huge tool in mind control in Scientology, and they're used relentlessly on members of the Sea organization. Relentlessly. You heard Jenna Miscavige say she had been being interrogated since she was 12 years old, almost constantly, until she escaped from the Sea organization about a decade or so later. And even then, they tried to get her back in for more interrogations. Her story is amazing. Amazing. Stephen LaPierre, is the parking lot empty because Sea Org members can't afford cars? Well, that's part of it. And even staff members, they don't make a living wage on staff. We know that Sea Organization members don't. Staff members don't as well. The vast majority of them, if not all, either have a spouse who has another job that supports their household, or they themselves have another job that supports their household because they don't make enough money on staff, yet they're there full time. And remember, these Scientology staff members, this is supposed to be a volunteer thing. This is how they get around paying them, okay? It's supposed to be a volunteer thing. Yet what happens? They sign a 2.5 or a 5-year contract to be a volunteer staff member and not be paid by Scientology. Same thing with the Sea Organization. It's a religious organization. So they don't have to be paid or taken care of. No. I don't think so, Scientology. We're calling BS on that. We're calling BS. Eagle Eye 29, thank you for becoming a member. Hip, hip, hooray. It's just so Jeanette, yes. Squirrels hate cults. Exactly. Trippy Moonflower, you sent me an email. I will go ahead and look at that. I so appreciate everybody who emails me, and I try to get to as many as I can. I definitely fall behind because a big thing is I got to go through and look at links and things to put together here. But I want you to know I appreciate it. Even if I can't always answer everybody, it's important for me that you know I appreciate that you took the time, and I get to as many as I can. And it's so helpful. So helpful. I love so many of you emailed me after yesterday's live stream to talk about and share your thoughts about the whole Mike Rinder situation and his response to Miriam Francis and all of that, and how some of I mean, it's it's been an ongoing saga and story, and it's something that will likely continue to work through. But the point of view that so many of you sent, one, lots of them were really filled with compassion, even still for Mike. Everybody wishes him well and wishes the Aftermath Foundation well as well, and hopes they continue to do good work like they have done and will continue to do. So it became very obvious to me that many people are able to separate that out and go, yeah, this is good work over here. This is great. We support that. We're just talking about a very specific thing that has to do with communication and response to victims and all of that. Sandy Lee, is anyone around Plant City, Florida? Someone reached out. They need help protesting there. So is anyone around Plant City, Florida? I am not sure where that is. My Tony and I will be in Florida mid-April protesting Scientology there at Flag and maybe some other places as well. We shall see, but we will be sharing all of it with you. All of it. Let's see. Yes, GM Flower. Lewis is a rock and so glad to see his growth personally and on SPTV. That's St. Louis Scientology Audit. Louis Repetto. I agree. And I just love it when he shares. I absolutely love it because he did the whole training side of the Bridge to Total Freedom. I did more of the processing or the auditing side. And when we get to sit down and compare notes, which you do not get to do in Scientology, it is eye-opening for both of us. Squirrel Squad question: did you see that the fire department showed up at the council meeting that Jess was at? I did not. Are you telling me that there was a fake called in at that point during the meeting? Wow. Did not know that. Kendra Rowe, Natalie played by Sandra Bullock. I like that. In the movie, when this all becomes a Netflix special, they should just let me play myself. AK Weather, hip hip hooray. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Appreciate that. Very much. Very much. And hey to Liz Gale. I can see that you're in the chat. Some people are saying hi. I always love it when you pop in. And Liz, we need to talk. We need to make plans. Okay, so Sandy McKenna is saying Plant City is about an hour from Clearwater. So there is somebody looking for people to protest with in Plant City. Put it in the comments or put it in the chat. You can reach out. CB says Mike is obviously struggling with trauma-induced personality issues. He should reach out to specific foundation for trauma-informed therapy. Yeah, could very well be. Susie, I think Natalie needs to be played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus in the SPTV movie. I love it. You know who should play Liz Gale? Julia Roberts. Can you see it? I can totally see it. And hey, Lori Play, looks like you're in here too. I hope you're feeling better. Yep, there's our Liz. Hey, girl. Hey. Always great to see you. And Lori Plays, I hope you're feeling better. I know that you weren't feeling well earlier, and then you were, Lori Plays, by the way, did a really good live stream with Poe on the Go, and I think it was yesterday. Go ahead and check it out. Poe on the Go, Lori Plays. Both of them have a history in law enforcement, so the conversation was really interesting because they touch on how that relates to what we're seeing at these protests. It's really neat to see two people who are now raising awareness and protesting Scientology, but also who have this this history in law enforcement. It's super interesting to me. Lisa in Brooklyn, I agree. Laura FM needs to play herself and do the soundtrack. I love that idea. That is so fun. I love that. Sandy Lee says, Lori plays. Yeah, she is friends with my granddaughter. I love it. And my Oliver too, my grandson. Lori sent him this great little intro song that he made because my 6-year-old grandson, Oliver, if you haven't caught him on the channel, he's been on a couple times. He says he wants to do YouTube when he grows up, like many in his generation and before, but he loves coming over and doing that. Oh my gosh. Yes. Chris 10, Jack Black as D.O.A. Oh, I like this game. Who should play who? That is, I love it. Or, you know who else could play D.O.A.? What is his name? Zach. He's got the like Greek name that I could never say. Ganafa la 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 la. That one. He was in that movie about the bachelor party. He does Between Two Ferns, all of that. Wouldn't that be great too? I think to play D.O.A., I think that'd be awesome. Susan Everett, thank you so much. I love this place. Smash the like. Thank you so much. Okay, Kelly, though, but who? Zac Efron to play D.O.A.? I don't know. Zac Efron, though, could play Jacob Harkey. Could you see that? I could totally see that. Jacob Harkey, he was on with Aaron at Growing Up in Scientology and your lawyer friend, Zach, I believe yesterday, and they were talking about kind of some update on the recent cases and lawsuits against Scientology. I could totally see that. I could really see that. Yes, Chris 10, Galifianakis. That's right. That's his last name. I think he could play D.O.A. And we got, The Hangover. He was in The Hangover. That's right. That is right. And a lot of people are saying Jack Black could play D.O.A. Oh, Escaping Falcon's Maze. Jason Momoa to play D.O.A. Ooh. I would like that. I am a big Jason Momoa fan. Yep. You know, he's Polynesian. He's my people. Wow, a lot of you think definitely Jack Black should play D.O.A. I agree, Patty. Jessica plays herself. Jessica plays herself. Or Cyndi Lauper to play Lara. Could be. Oh, this is hilarious. You guys should be doing casting for it. I say we get it all figured out ahead of time. Maybe somebody just needs to write the screenplay. I don't know how movies and things are made, but somebody does. I think this is a great idea. Well, Mina's pointing out, though, sorry, folks, Jack Black is about twice D.O.A.'s age. Maybe he could play D.O.A. in the future. Ooh, Sasha, Reese Witherspoon for Jessica PALMADESSA. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sandy McKenna, The Rock to play Aaron. I would love that. Oh, that would be fantastic. Somebody else, Kate too, says The Rock for Aaron. That's right. Oh, somebody's saying maybe a rock opera. Maybe it should be a rock opera. That is hilarious. Peter Dinklage to play Mini Streets. I love Peter Dinklage, truly. I loved him in Game of Thrones, and he did some other movie. I forget what it was called. It was a little weird, but it was a post-apocalyptic movie, and I love those kinds of movies. But yeah, he was in there. Acupunk says, too bad Juliette Lewis is assigned to because she could play Lara FM. You know what? I'm not 100 convinced that she still is. I don't know if she formally, if anybody knows, thank you so much, Susan, for the reminder to hit that like button. If anybody knows, is Juliette Lewis still a Scientologist or did she quietly leave? Oh, Judy Dolan, The Rock for Streets LA and Vin Diesel for Aaron. I love that. Yeah, Patty, who's going to play Serge? Yeah, Timothy Chalamet needs a role, but who would he play? And that's true. Who's going to play Serge? I love that idea, though. Rika says, too, LL Cool J to play Streets LA. That's true. Yeah. I like The Rock, though. The Rock as Streets LA And Vin Diesel as Aaron. That would be great. Okay, so Restless Face. Few people think that Juliet quietly left. So maybe she could play Lara FM then. Treasure Rescue. Yeah, Serge to play Serge. He is just that awesome. I would agree. And so handsome. So handsome. He definitely should play himself. I bet he totally could do it too. Are you Jellin? Great question. Who's playing Dan Walks LA? Oh. Darren says Pedro Pascal for Serge. I'm not familiar with that actor, but I'm going to have to look it up. And Rihanna says Timothy Chalamet could play Solomon. Oh. I could see that. That could totally work. See new free Bill Burr for Streets. Jenny says that Serge should be played by Dan Levy. Is it Levy or Levi? Levy? Dan Levi. Dan Levi. Who's Dan Levi? Is that the guy who is in Schitt's Creek? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Rhonda McEwen. I love that. Sandra Bullock could play you, Natalie. That's true. We're probably close in age. We are probably close in age. Don Holt says Tom Cruise to play David Miscavige. Restless Face, that's a good one. Timothy Chalamet should probably play Chris without a Hellcat. Yeah, totally. I would watch this. Well, we're watching it now. We're watching it play out in real time. Hopefully they'll use, they'll cut back to videos from the actual protests and things. Jeanette, I agree. No one could capture Serge's intensity. I agree. He just feels it. Confident Chris as a movie producer. Yes, that's kind of the thing. That's kind of what got us started down this rabbit hole here. And I'm here for it. Lisa, isn't Denzel Washington's son an actor? That sounds vaguely familiar. That was vaguely familiar. Maya, if Tintin was a real person, he could play Jeff in Canada. PTS for life. Oh, I don't know who Tintin is, though. I don't know who that is. I'll have to look it up. That's right, Tim. Well, Hollywood, we got the all-star cast lined up. You better get to work. And Aaron could play Danny Masterson. I don't think I'd want to see that. Oh, that's a good one, too, Jennifer. Jason Statham as Aaron. He'd have to work on change the accent. And look at that. Right after that, Jason Statham for Aaron. I think we might have to put this to a poll and figure it out. I feel like we could do this. We could get it mostly written. I mean, it just plays out every single day. That's right, Natalie. This is going to be a very expensive movie. Maybe some of them will take a pay cut because it's such a good cause. Sandy McKenna, Joe Rogan could play Aaron. I think he would love that too. I really do. That would be hilarious. Okay, so Denzel did have a son and he was in Tenet. Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. Jack, you're killing me, Jack Stevens. Danny DeVito as Miscavige. Oh, Don Holt says Jimmy Kimmel as Dan Walks LA. Robert Downey Jr. as Tom Cruise. Henry Cavill as Aaron. Oh, love this. Johnny Depp for Louis Repetto. I think Johnny Depp could do it because he has a lot of range. And Louis, some of the things he shares sometimes are they're so intense, but at the same time, the truth needs to be come out. And it's just, he could deliver in that way that could be delivered. I think that'd be good. That's right. Bottoms up. Never mind the cost of the actors. What about all the helicopters needed on set? Well, sounds like the LAPD doesn't have problems just doing flyovers for chili cook-offs and golf games, golf fundraisers. So maybe they would do it. Tara, we were saying Confident Chris might need to be a producer, but someone is definitely going to have to play Confident Chris. Definitely. Fluffer Squirrel UK, Natalie would be played as Angelina Jolie. How I Escape with 3 Gens could be its own movie. I agree. That would be fun. Kate, the Blues Brothers for the cops. Oh, we are going so off script here, but I'm here for it. I love this. Me too. Me too. Is that Tennessee for TN Jenny? TN Jenny? Love this dreamcasting talk. Ooh, Johnny Depp could play the Hollywood Boulevard Joker. That's right. We haven't seen the Hollywood Boulevard Joker in a while. Oh, Meryl Streep as Tori Magoo. JB808. Right on. That's a good one. I love that. Oh, that's a good one too, though, Don Holt. Sally Field is Tori Magoo. God, I loved her in Still Magnolias. I know she's done a ton of stuff, but for me, Still Magnolias was a standout movie. It's where I got my daughter's name from, Shelby, because I just wanted to be able to say Shelby. Oh, Crazy Reiki Lady. Yeah, love this perfect cast. Who is Michael going to be played by? Tom Hanks. Literally Michael. Literally Serge's husband. Tom Hanks. I could see that. Oh, Treasure. Yes. Who's going to play Francois? Francois Coster. Oh, this just has to happen now. SPTV movie in the making. Candace is saying maybe Ricky Martin is Serge Del Mar. Yeah, that could be a good one. That could be a good one. Oh, we are down the rabbit hole now. Ooh, Rika. Uma Thurman as Francois Coster. Ooh, she could totally do it too. Yeah. Loved her in Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill. I think she could do it. Leanna, she already bought her tickets. I'm telling you, this is a moneymaker. Oh, America Ferrera, right? America Ferrera for Leah. Yes. I could see that. I could really see that. Astroflux, Kanye for Xenu checks out. I would agree. That could be one. That could be one. It totally could be. Don Holt, you need to be hired. Steve Martin as Mike Rinder. Oh my goodness. I could totally see that. Oh my gosh. I know. Nancy's telling me I'm off the rails. We are totally off script, but I'm loving it. We went through our clips. We got a little bit of time. Powerlized to paralyzed. John Travolta as Mike Rinder. Oh, that could be a good one. Oh, Curious Wendy, Jesse Tyler Ferguson for PTS for Life. Good one. Yes, I love that. Ooh, Stacy, Charlize Theron, but from Monster plays Francois. That is a good one too. Yes. Everybody hit that like button and make sure you check your subscribe as well. Oh, someone said Jim Carrey is Officer White. Oh, that could be. But I feel like if it's Jim Carrey, it should be more of a key person. That's true. Someone needs to play Down the Rabbit Hole News. Alex, for sure. I think so. Totally. Yeah. And Jenna, somebody has to play Jenna Miscavige. Oh, Jeanette. I like that. Shirley MacLaine as Tori Magoo. I'm telling you, I think these people would Glenn Close as Francois. Would not have thought about that. That's a good one. That is a good Leanna. SpongeBob is Francois. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Sandy McKenna. We could hold the red carpet premiere at Ruth Eckerd Hall in Clearwater. I love that. Diane Keaton. That's another one. Goosebump. Diane Keaton could play Francois. Wow. Yep. Diane Keaton could also play Tori. I like that too. Oh, there's just so many. Oh, Tim. Yes. Down the Rabbit Hole News. Rabbit could be played by Aquafina. I can totally see that. She would do a great job too. Trailblazer Laura, thank you so much for that super chat. Can't wait to see the closing statement. The cult of Scientology dissolved in 202 after the movement got the IRS to look into their tax-exempt status. DM is serving life in prison without parole. Yes, 2020 something, right? Yes, I cannot wait for that either. The day that I get to come on here and say that David Miscavige was taken away in handcuffs will be a phenomenal day. There will be no other thing to talk about at that point. Oh, I like that, Nancy. Reese Witherspoon is Jenna. Oh, I like that. Yeah, see, girl, what about Tim Tallman, too? Yeah, that's right. My Tony, thank you for the reminder on the likes. Like. In Hawaii, that would actually be pronounced like if it was a Hawaiian word. Oh, yes. Jim Carrey for Tim Tallman. He could pull that off. Yeah, I think so. I think you guys are right. Ooh, JB. Claire Danes as Jenna Miscavige. I could see that too. I could totally see that. Jenna Watson. Yeah, Burning Earth. Leah Remini as Leah Remini. Totally see that. Oh, you guys are just too good with this casting. Too good. I thought about this too, Tim. Emma Stone. Emma Stone as Laura FM would be fantastic. Mina says Squidward from SpongeBob for skateboard guy. Oh my God, that's killing me. Amy Schumer as Reese. I love that. They're both funny. Totally. That is a good one. I love Amy Schumer too. Oh, Adam Driver is Danny. Yeah. I could see that. I could totally see that. Chloe Deschanel as Mindy. I totally get it. Totally get it. Oh, you guys have such good ones. I don't want to stop. Kate D, Drew Barrymore for Jenna. Yeah, I'm telling you, we're going to have to make a poll. Judy says Kelly Copter to play Kelly Copter. Agreed. Aaron, Tim Tallman can play himself. He's an actor, right? Unpaid, of course. I bet he'd do it too. He just goes where the money flows. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the only loyalty he has to Scientology is the dollar. Oh, Jessica Chastain is Liz Gale, Sandy McKenna. I like that one too. Danny Mack, staff versus Sea Org. What's the difference? Staff members sign a 2.5 or 5-year contract to be on staff. They can come and go, right? They go, they do their job, they leave, they're at home, they can have televisions. Sea Organization members work 24/7 for Scientology, have stricter rules, can have premarital sex, cannot have televisions, no media. They're just much more locked down. Much more locked down. Donut Erica, Reese is more Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy would be a great one too on there. Yeah, I could see that. Oh, that's great. That's great. Sherry Jones, though, said Melissa McCarthy is Pearl Snappy. I think that would be good too. I think it'd be good. F. Sciento. Elizabeth Moss as a crazier Sea Org member. Yeah, totally would do that. Totally would do that. All right, I could be here all day doing this. I think you guys could too. Oh, Samuel Jackson is good, except Samuel Jackson is so much older. But yes, and this one, Skipper the geriatric Chihuahua. Tommy Lee Jones is Mike Rinder. That is a good one too. And Just a Northern Girl, Chris Pine as literally Michael. I could see that too. Okay, you guys keep going because I can read comments for a while afterwards. If you're catching this on the replay, tell us in the comments on the replay who should play who. What do you think? Who's going to get this SPTV movie done? I just feel like it just needs to happen. I just do. You guys tell me what you think about it. I think it's super fun. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, set your notification bell because I'm going to be doing more interviews coming up. Thank you guys so much for being here, for all your support. And most importantly, I hope you guys all get out there and have an amazing cult-free day.